Hi, thank you for checking out this recording of the July 2025 CalABLE webinar. This month's topic was Social Security and how CalABLE helps support people receiving Social Security benefits. What you're about to see is the second part of the webinar, the part presented directly by CalABLE. In this, you'll learn more about how CalABLE works generally, and again, how CalABLE supports people receiving benefits like SSI. If you'd like to learn more about Social Security benefits, you can check out Social Security Administration's YouTube channel. And if you'd like to learn more about CalABLE and how great it is and how it supports people receiving benefits like SSI, give us a call at 833-CalABLE or check out our website, calable.ca.gov. Links to everything will be in the description. And with that, thanks for joining us and enjoy the webinar.
We are a savings and investment program for people with disabilities. And really, Michael talked a lot about that, how the CalABLE account is used as a resource. It's not counted as, against your assets. It's something that you can have in addition to having your SSI. So we really are here to help people save for their future while we protecting their benefits. Next slide. Who is eligible? This is very simple, and we go by the federal law. As long as you had a disability that occurred before your 26th birthday, you're eligible to open these CalABLE accounts. If you are currently receiving SSI or SSDI, and that disability again was before your 26th birthday, you're automatically eligible. If you are listening today and you're not receiving either one of those benefits, you can still open a CalABLE account. What we encourage you to do is look at the list of compassionate allowances or the Blue Book listing to see if your disability is in either one of those publications. If it is, then you can go ahead and open the CalABLE account. We do encourage you to have a letter from your physician. It's not required, but we do encourage you to have it just as a reference document. In January of 2026, that age is going to increase to age 46. We'll go to the next slide. We do protect your benefits, and Michael talked a lot about that. In addition to SSI, we protect your CalFresh benefits if you're receiving CalFresh, and also your HUD. So if you're receiving those additional means tested benefits, CalABLE does not count as a resource for you on those. Michael did touch on the $2,000 amount. So if you are an SSI, as you are aware, you can only have $2,000. If you open a CalABLE account, you can begin to fund that account. And once you reach up to $100,000, at that point, if you are still receiving SSI benefits, then you would need to do a spend down in order to remain eligible for your SSI. Go to the next slide. So this is just a little bit of SSI versus SSDI. We did look at this earlier, but again, SSI, they both look at income, SSI and SSDI. SSI looks at assets. SSI does not look at assets. So that's really the big difference is the assets. The other big difference is if you are an SSI, you can only save up to 100,000. SSDI, you can exceed that and save up to 529,000. Just for definitions here, income means how much money you make. Assets is how much money you have. So those are the differences between those two programs. We'll go to the next slide. Michael did give you some additional information. CalABLE follows the same rules. We use the Social Security Program Operating Manual System, which is often called the FOMS, and we do have that link here for you. Again, just to highlight that the contributions from third parties are not considered income. So if you have family and friends donating, that is not considered income. If you're taking a distribution and you're using it for a qualified disability expense, we'll touch on that. That is not considered income. And housing expenses, we are going to talk about that in a few moments. We'll go to the next slide. There is additional information. Saw a lot of questions about Medi-Cal. Right now, in January of 2026, that asset limit is going to be 130,000. Currently, there is no asset limit, but beginning in January, it will be 130,000 if you want to receive Medi-Cal. So that is something that was just recently signed. HUD does have their exclusions. We do have that information on our website. And we also talked a little bit about CalFresh. We'll go to the next slide. So again, these are my three magic numbers I talk about all the time. The first magic number is at $19,000. That's how much you can actually put into your CalABLE account January through December. So you still have time. We are in the month of July. Again, if you are going to be receiving SSI, your account cannot exceed $100,000. So it's going to take a little bit of time to reach that amount. But once you get there, you're going to need to do that spend down. And if you're not receiving SSI, let's say you're receiving SSDI, or or you just have a disability and you're just saving for your future, you can save up to $529,000. And that means you can actually put $529,000 into your account. And then if you want to put additional funds, you would have to withdraw and then redeposit. But those are the three magic numbers. 19,000 if you want to put in money this year, $100,000 if you're going to stay on SSI. If you're not going to stay on SSI, you can contribute up to $529,000. We'll go to the next slide, please. Who can contribute? If you're the beneficiary, if you're managing your own account, you can put in your earnings, and your earnings would be counted as income. Also, it is protected with on assets. Third party, your family and friends can put in. This is if it's your own account or if you're managing somebody's account. Anybody can put money into that account. That money is not counted as income, and it's not going to affect your benefits. Again, that amount that you can contribute this year is $19,000. We'll go to the next slide. So we saw this in the chat, in the questions. Yes, if you are receiving Social Security, SSI, you can have those directly deposited into the CalABLE account. You can also go to our customer service center, that 833-225-2253 number. They can help you. You can also find information in our frequently asked questions section on our website. We'll go to the next slide. So we really want you to have these accounts. We really encourage people to invest in their future. You can think of it as a nest egg as you start saving for some expenses that you may be anticipating in the future. This is a great way to start saving. We do have professionally managed portfolios. If you continue to keep that money in, it's going to grow over time. So you're going to be able to accumulate wealth as those accounts grow. We do have some fees, and we do have a $30 annual fee. And then there are some additional fees that are tied to the balance of the account. You don't have to pay any state or federal taxes on any of the earnings in the account. So this is a great way to start saving and, and save and not have to pay any additional taxes. Next slide, please. We have a quick poll here. Madeline's going to just read it off for us.
Great, thank you, Anne. Let me get this poll up really quick. Okay, so we want to know, what are you saving for? Are you saving for a first home? Maybe you're saving for education expenses or a service dog. Maybe you're saving for an accessible vehicle, technology or equipment, health and wellness, or potentially even recreation and vacation. Please complete this poll. I'll give it just a few more seconds. And if you're a service provider, you can always answer for what your clients are saving for. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end this poll and share these results. So because this is you can select multiple answers, these percentages are not going to add up to 100%. But I do see that the majority of people or 43% of people are saving for health and wellness. And then 34% are saving for recreation and vacation. I see a large amount of people are saving in the other category. So if you want to, at the end of the webinar, there is a post-webinar survey, and you can put what you're saving for. We'd love to hear. So thank you for completing this poll. It's always really exciting to see what our account holders are saving for, and you can save for all these things. So I will let Anne get into that right now.
Thank you. So this is always my favorite topic of the whole presentation is, what can you spend your money on? Yes, everybody always asks me that question. And I always answer it, is that expense going to improve your health, your independence, or quality of life? If you can answer yes to one of those questions, then you can use your CalABLE money for that expense. So we have quite a few categories, and I did mention the PALMs earlier, and this is taken exactly from the PALMs. So we are following what the Social Security Administration has set up, so we do fall in line with them. So I think we can all agree that education is something that we would be allowable. Employment and training, of course, if you're trying to get a job or you want to start earning some money, having those extra resources would be something that would answer one of those questions. How about basic needs like including food? Of course, again, that's going to help you maintain your health. What about if you wanted to go out and have coffee with your friends? Would that be acceptable? And the answer is yes, because again, it's going to improve it's going to do one of those things, going to improve your health, your independence. Now you can go do something with your friends, and your quality of life. So if you can answer a yes, again, to any one of those questions, it's going to be an allowable expense. Funeral and burial expenses, not an exciting topic, but yes, you can use your CalABLE account to plan for that time of your life as well. And more. That's my favorite one, and we saw a lot of people in that recreation and entertainment. Again, does that expense improve your health, your independence, or quality of life? Would a vacation answer yes to one of those questions? If you were going on vacation and you needed your caregiver to assist you with that vacation, that would be something that you could use your CalABLE account for, because in order for you to go on vacation, you would need that person to help you. So again, think about those three things. Is this expense going to improve your health, your independence, or quality of life? And if you can answer yes to those, then it's an allowable expense. What we do like to mention here is, because we always get asked, what isn't an allowable expense? And that really is it related to gambling? That would not be something that would be considered an allowable expense, or anything illegal. So as long as it's not one of those two things, then you would be able to use your CalABLE money for those expenses. We'll go to the next slide. This is related to housing, and I wanted to say this because there are a couple little things here that the PALMS talks about. So housing expenses are any of those monthly expenses that you would have: your mortgage, your property taxes, your rent. heating, gas, electricity, water, sewage, and garbage. Those are things that you would pay on a monthly basis. So if you had a home repair, that's not really considered a housing expense because that's not something you're going to have on a monthly basis. Hopefully you're not calling the plumber in every month, but again, that's not considered a typical normal monthly housing expense. So we'll go to the next slide. So this is an example, and this does come from the Palms, and I'm just going to read it here. And the example is Amy takes a distribution of $500 from their CalABLE account in May to pay a housing expense for June. They deposit the $500 in their checking account in May, withdraws $500 in cash on June 3rd to pay their landlord. This distribution is a housing expense and part of their checking account as of June 1st, which makes it an accountable resource for the month of June. So I just wanted to share that example with you. This is from the Palms, and this is how those housing expenses are calculated. We'll go to the next slide. I did want to mention we're going to talk about record keeping here. We do recommend that you keep all your receipts, keep them in a safe place. If you are keeping your receipts, we encourage you to keep them 3 years from the date that you file your original taxes or 2 years from the date you paid the taxes. So keep those receipts. CalABLE is not going to ask you for those receipts. That's not something that we do. If you were to really be asked for those receipts, you would be asked from the federal government, just like anybody who pays their normal taxes. If we are audited, the IRS is going to ask for our receipts and our records. So it's the same thing as with the CalABLE account. If you do have a prepaid debit card, and we are going to show that here in just a moment, you can actually take photos of your receipts and upload them to our system. So then you wouldn't have to be keeping track of all that paper. We'll go to the next slide. And this is our prepaid card. So this is something that you can have with your CalABLE account. The way this works, very similar to your regular checking account, except you actually have to put money on this card. So once you open your CalABLE account, if you want a prepaid card, you can sign up for it, but then you're going to have to allocate funds to that card. It's not automatic like your normal debit card is with your checking account. So just remember that you need to say, I want X amount of dollars on this account, and then transfer funds to that prepaid card. There are no additional fees to have that card. And it's a really nice way, especially if you're an authorized legal representative, to really give your beneficiary that independence. So they can actually, you can put money on that card for them, they could use it, and then it kind of gives them that sense of independence. So it's a nice way to have that. So they don't have full access to all the money in their account, but they do have that sense of independence. We'll move to the next slide, please. Death of a beneficiary. I'm just going to go ahead and read this on from the slide. Funds from a CalABLE account can be used by his or her estate to repay any outstanding eligible expenses, funeral and burial costs. So when somebody passes away, CalABLE is then notified that that passing has been, and then any funds in that account would be used to pay any of the outstanding expenses in addition to any funeral or burial costs. We'll go to the next slide. A successor designated beneficiary. There's quite a few things here. A successor designated beneficiary for a CalABLE account must be a sibling, a step sibling, or half sibling of the designated beneficiary. So if you have your CalABLE account and you have a sibling, you can designate them to be your beneficiary as long as they would be eligible for a CalABLE account. If they're not eligible, then anybody that you would designate as a beneficiary it actually becomes more or less an inheritance, and then whatever taxes are at that time when they inherit the money, then they would have to pay those taxes in addition to receiving the money that was left to them. We'll move to the next slide. Medi-Cal, I know there's been a lot of attention to Medi-Cal. I just want to let you know that CalABLE has been part of the state. We did pass a law that protects California residents with CalABLE accounts from a Medi-Cal clawback. And in order for Medi-Cal to do a clawback, all of these things must apply. So the first thing is the deceased Medi-Cal member is age 55 or older. The member lives in a state that is subject to formal probate. Under the current law, only estates that exceed 184,000 in value are subject to formal probate. The member received nursing facility services or home and community-based services, including related hospital and prescription drug services. The last one, then, the member is not survived by a spouse or registered domestic partner, child under 21 years of age, or disabled child of any age. So as I mentioned in the beginning, all of these things must apply in order for Medi-Cal to do a recovery against a CalABLE account. So if it's one of them, you're okay. It's just that all of these need to apply in order for that to occur. We'll go to the next slide. How do I open a CalABLE account? That's very, very simple. We are an online system, calable.ca.gov. That is our portal. That's our website. If you see that icon up there, those little hands with the CalABLE, you are on the correct site. And you just go to calable.ca.gov. It takes about 15 minutes. You just follow the prompts and you just go on through and open the account. We'll go to the next slide. As I said, it takes about 15 minutes. One of the nice things is if you have all your paperwork when you are ready to start, it really makes the process go easier. And the nice thing we have added to this is we now have it available in 9 languages, including Spanish, Chinese, and Korean. That is the application. So if you are more comfortable going through the application in the 9 languages, especially Spanish, Chinese, or Korean, we have that available to you right now. We'll go to the next slide. So we really would like people to open an account. I think we've talked a lot about how it helps you, especially if you are receiving SSI. It does really protect those benefits for you. And it's just something that is a good practice to start for that lifelong of savings. We'll go to the next slide. We have a few reminders here. We mentioned the call center earlier. I'll go ahead and repeat that for you now. That number is 833-CalABLE or 833-225-2253. And they are open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. So certainly take advantage of that. If you start opening you get into the portal and you have some questions, certainly reach out to them. They are more than willing to help you go through the application process. Next slide. We have given you these links, the Social Security links. They are here on the web in the presentation. This is also available on our website, and I know we've put that in the chat earlier, but if you go to the CalABLE website and you were to find our webinars, you would find this information there. We also have a YouTube channel, so you can always view all our slides on our YouTube channel. We'll go to the next slide. We currently are looking for ambassadors. Lots of the photos you saw today throughout this presentation are our current ambassadors. So what that entails is that You just need to be a CalABLE account holder. Oftentimes, we bring our ambassadors in on our presentations and they talk about their experience with their CalABLE account. Each of our ambassadors has their own personal testimony that is on our YouTube channel. And the other thing is if we are tabling at an event in their neighborhood, in that area, oftentimes they will join us at the table to talk about their experience of being a CalABLE account holder. So it's a really great experience. We do this every 2 years. So this new class will begin in 2026 and the application is open until August 1st. So if you're interested, there is no minimum balance. We just ask that you have a funded account that's active, and that is all that is needed to open a CalABLE, to be an ambassador. We'll go to the next slide. This next webinar in August is really going to be a great webinar, something we haven't talked about in a while, and it's getting answers to your CalABLE questions. We constantly are getting questions. We see them in our webinars. And so we are really wanting to take these questions and give you the opportunity to find the answers, show you how you can find those answers sometimes. If we're not available, if the call center isn't open, how do you find the answer to those questions? So we are really going to focus on all that information for you. So I'm excited that this will be a really great webinar for everybody. We'll go to the next slide. As Madeline mentioned earlier, we do have a survey. If you have any questions that we were not able to answer today, this is a great place to put those questions so we can revisit them and answer them. There were a couple other questions I think that were in there that we encourage you to answer the survey. Also on that poll question that people said there was a lot of other things they were using their CalABLE account for. We really would like to hear what those are. So please include those in the survey. And this is our famous disclosure. We do need to share this with you as CalABLE is a savings and investment program. And anytime you do invest money in portfolios, there is a certain amount of risk. So we do want to make you aware of that. We'll go to the next slide. And that is all we have. I do want to thank everyone that's been assisting us in the background. Madeline's been doing the Zoom thing. Maria Sandoval is our staff person here who's been helping us with Spanish. We also have the Spanish interpreters. Thank you so much for helping us. Our ASL interpreters, we appreciate you as always. Our captioners as well is there, making sure everybody can read everything. And the last person I want to thank is Daniel. Daniel is with Bestwell. They are a program administrator, and he's always been a champ. He's been here helping us answer questions. So it really does take a team to do these webinars, and we really appreciate everyone's time today. We look forward to having everyone come back next month, especially some of you returners, because I think this is really going to help you answer some of those questions you may have been wanting to ask, but weren't sure how to ask them or find the answer. So we're really going to be giving you a new tool for your toolkit to really help you find those answers and just, be able to manage your accounts a little bit better. So anyway, thank you so much for your time, and we will see you next month.